he had Money B was messing with him. So, you know, I got to know.
So are you talking about from back in the days? Back in the days.
Yeah.
Recent show or from back in the days?
From back in the day.
Got you.
Yeah.
So when you not to cut you off, but
yeah.
Okay, so you basically was just playing around and I just on some random shit. Let me see how much a Cleveland record costs. Found out the price and was like, hold up, Bob. Like, we got 50 of these in the damn closet. This shit is worth a lot of money. Let's go ahead and put this, see what this is worth. And then on the course of you figuring out where can you get these records off at, you was approached by a label owner, an overseas label owner who wanted to sign your mom, who approached y'all with a great deal, with a great opportunity at the time. So you said, okay, yeah. And you took the deal, you guys signed, not knowing the game. You said, all right, I signed, and then you signed. And then in the midst of you signed in the first quarter, the first run y'all had with them, y'all did well. Y'all did excellent. Y'all made excellent profit, made great money. And then the next quarter, you wanted to see what double, triple the profit, but instead y'all didn't really get nothing, basically. So then you decided to change your mind and say, okay, well, after you went off on him, you decided to say, well, fuck that. I'm gonna just put my mother's career into my own hands and get online and figure this shit out myself. So that way we ain't gonna basically get fucked by another label again. We ain't finna go through another label. We gonna figure this shit out on our own. So that's basically your whole motivation behind the East Oakland management, the whole management deal, the whole team is basically based upon that idea right there.
Yep. Well, I started doing good. Mom's numbers was up, and that's when I met you.
Right.
I remember I put "Love Will Set You Free," and the first time it took number 30, and I hit you up, and I say, "Is that good?" And you was like, "Man, are you kidding, man? Y'all first couple of days, you in the top 40. And I'm like, yeah. That shit made sense. So I got an addictive personality. So, I'm doing good with my mom, and I asked Rankin, I say, dude, can I do you, promote you? And he said, yeah. So right behind my mom, Rankin came. And I'm doing good, hey. And people was reaching out to me. Well, I think you might need this. I think you might need that. And I listened to everybody, man, because I got invited on, Future Guru had me on Hip Hop Stock Exchange. And every week they would interview somebody. Of course, it was more hip hop, and I've been out the hip hop game, man, for over 20 years, really. I just love my mom, so I was doing the R&B tip.
Right.
So every week I call in Hip Hop Stock Exchange, I start sitting in, and then I met Smokey World Production, Marv O'Keefe and Roz. And man, I was sopping up. I was like a sponge. They was spitting game, and I learned from that, man. I was quiet. I sat back and just listened. I'm like, damn, these brothers got game. And then Ben Frank, the one that run Hip Hop Stock Exchange, he got Devin Mail. And I'm like, man, I love his grind and his package, the overall, the artwork, the everything, how they was doing it.
Presentation. Yeah.
And he said something that stuck to me. He said, man, stay independent Residuals for life. That shit hit me like a ton of bricks, man. I'm like, damn. You know, I'm like, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, I learned along the way. So then I met your girl, Lori Nebo. Just scrolling, you know, and I'm like, damn, she cute. So I hit the play button, and I'm like, damn, she good, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I start talking to her, and I told her, I say, I'm doing pretty good, you know. I got a little roadmap, you know, where I go through and they listen to the music. So I start submitting her music, and it starts snowballing. So I met Sabrina, I met Snooky Blaze. Snooky Blaze is big, dog. She got 3 radio stations and a television interview where she do podcasts for Comcast in Philly. So, you know, I help her. You know, you got her music.
Yeah, she does her shits, man. She be grinding. She's a go-getter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's one of them workaholics. You know what I mean? Every time I'm on Twitter, I see her on Twitter. That type thing. I'm like, man, she like me, man. She never sleep, man. So yeah, big ups to Snooky, man. She be doing it.
Yeah. Hey, and then I met Sabrina. I think I had about 6 groups at the time, and I submitted all their music to KYBN Radio. And they suggested that I talk to her. So I called her on a Sunday, man, and she cussed me out. Do you know who number this is? It's my son. Oh, man, she laid into me. So I just happened to have the email, and I sent her a screenshot of the email, and she was like, let me call you back. So a couple of hours later, she called me back, and she apologized. So I knew I had her. I'm like, she feel guilty, so let me throw my spiel. You know, and I told her everything. I got her. I'm like, okay, I got you now. So I did my little spiel, and she liked my mom's music. So she interviewed my mom, and they a Bay Area station. So I'm like, man, I know artists, you know, I know people. So I got Ben Frank and Devin Mail an interview. Future Guru an interview. Man, I got everybody that helped me. I got them interviews. And I just learned, man, if my strength is sharing music, you know, so the people that help me, I help them. You know, so I got about, if you send me music, I got about 10 radio stations off the top that's gonna play it. Some will tag you, some won't. But I got to admit, dog, this is why I mess with you. You, man, I always tell you, you's a genius, dog. The God. Not only do you tag everybody, I noticed that you sell the download. Now, only a couple of radio stations do that because I do my research for my mama, dog. You know that, man. I got to do. I'm doing that, so I'm like, this dude, he do that, and Track Talk Radio do too. Shout out to Sherry. She do that too. You know.
Yeah, it's a few of them. And that do that shit. Yeah.
That help your Spotify, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even know it. And not only you do that, you give the artist what they want. Immediate feedback, man. Being a former artist myself, the main thing you want to do is hear your stuff on the radio.
Yeah. And getting immediate responses. You feel what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, if you immediately can see what the audience think of your track. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, some, you know, be hits, some don't do as well, you know what I mean? But
something suck, man. Go on to say it. Something suck. I ain't trying to be friendly. I ain't trying to make no friends.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna keep it 100, dog. Some of it suck.
Struggle to get that top 40, but you see the ones that sit there on the weekly basis, you know what I mean? And in that top 20. Some people just know how to play the game. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? You got some people that's great strategists and just know how to chart in the top 40. You know what I mean? But for the most part, you feel what I'm saying? That right there gives you some type of example of what a live crowd or how a live crowd would feel, you know what I mean, when playing your song or if you were to perform it, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
based on that ranking, man, yeah, a lot of artists, you know, get a lot of feedback based off that. And on top of that, you feel what I'm saying? You got a lot of artists. On top, you got fellow artists that's also tuned in who also give immediate feedback, which I also think is dope. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah.
From all, you know, like I said, man, you get about a month and a half on Trend City Radio, man. You have at least about half the damn countdown following you back.
Hey, that's for real. That's for real because this last couple of months, a lot of them been following me. You know, we've been conversating, you know, talking. Now, I had to, like you say, we won last year.
Right.
And I had the conversation with you. I'm like, dog, man, my mom is not I don't know if she gonna make another song, you know. So I had to think of a way to keep her relevant. Okay, let me put a little pepper in this. Hold my mom out for a minute, and then bring her back.
Great strategy, by the way.
Yeah, man, I was playing chess, dog. I was playing chess.
Incredible strategy.
And hey, I couldn't. I'm like, damn, Sonny Cole. Man, that's a tough song. That's like Love Me was last year.
And the damn song, his all of his number ones, I think 5 out of the 6 was because of that one track.
One track.
Yeah.
Hey, I couldn't beat him, so I had him join me. I had to hit him up. I say, Sonny, you getting radio play? He say, no. And he had just won that week. I'm like, man, that song is too good not to have no radio play. So I start submitting it for him, and it started coming back. And he was like, thank you, you know. So I'm like, can I put you under the umbrella? He was like, yeah. So man. Him, Lori, and then what really hurt was Toy, yeah. Toy dying, man.
Go about meeting Toy. Let's get into the story of that.
Hey,
how did you go about meeting him?
Mom's music is being played in Europe. Well, no, all over the world. Let me get that straight.
Right.
So, this Europe-based promotion company, eTunes Music.
Right. I'll be seeing them all through y'all Twitter.
Yeah. He does media share, and he featured Toy. You know, I had just met her, and he was looking for her. So it was funny. Everybody was retweeting, looking for Toy. They couldn't find her. She wasn't online. And so when she came back, I'm like, hey, they've been looking for you.